Greetings from WBCS New. A very quick review, basically. Okay, so we have an RS3M 2020 Maglev edition, rare breed. We have got the WRM V9 BallCore UV edition, and we've got a GAN 12 UV edition. Okay, right. So comparisons. First off, price comparisons between these three on average, about 10 quid. Okay. For this one, not obviously Maglev edition, that's my conversion. Okay, you've got the WRM at about 30-40 quid, and you've got the GAN 12 70-80 quidish, depending where you buy from. Okay, right, pros and cons for each, and why the WRM V9 is bloody amazing. Okay, what I will state is this has not been modified other than a tiny bit more lube in there just to quiet it down a little bit. And give it a little bit more feel, because out of the box it is bloody fast. Okay, I'm not going to deny that. I'm just going to shut that stupid phone off. Right, so the RS is a all-round really good, super good starting butcher cube. Okay, very easy to use, it's tactile, it's nice, it's set up quite nicely, and it works. Okay, good solve times on that one. GAN 12, other end of the scale, very light. Okay, very customizable. It has all sorts of gizmos, as you can see in this corner. It's got like a little switch in here for changing the core magnet strength and stuff like that, and you can swap the magnets out for stronger ones or whatever. It has a dual adjustment system, just like most other speed cubes. If we can get them open, these are always fun. Yeah, I hate GAN 12 for finding the right corner, and that's the adjustment system on that one. Okay, with the tightness of the cube on the top, tensioners underneath. Okay, this one, this is where you go, oh, that doesn't look very different. Okay, other than the colour. Okay, so we'll look at these. Virtually no difference. Old school screw adjustments, which you kind of feel, kind of go wrong with it. And you've got the same adjuster as that. However, you do have a 9-point adjuster, which I think there's only 7 on the RS. But the good thing is the tool that is used to adjust is exactly the same. They haven't changed that style thing, so you don't have to carry 2 different sets of tools with you, which makes it nice. Okay, especially if you're competition, you've got loads of cubes, you don't want to have loads of tools to carry as well. What I will say is the weight of this is right in the middle of these two. It's really nice weight. It's not too heavy, not too light. The stability of this much better than the GAN 12. GAN 12 is just, for the price you pay for the GAN 12, unless you're a super cuber with super precision, it is not the cube for you. If you're an intermediate solver or a beginner solver, do not buy a GAN 12. Don't waste your money. Get, if anything, get an RS3M if you're starting out, or spend the extra 20 quid and get the WRM V9, because that will see you through from beginner to intermediate to pro. Okay, that will take you all the way through, and then you don't have to. You could have bought a couple of them for the price of that. So yeah, my verdict of this cube, I'm not even going to go into the whole rigmarole of explaining. It just does everything. It is super fast out of the box. It's precise. So if I want to do, if I want to do nice little things like that, if I want to do a 2, I can do a 2. Okay, it allows you to do that. Okay, its corner cutting is phenomenal. You've got to try to get it to sit there, because it doesn't really want to sit there. As you can see, it's like the GAN 12 with no tension on it, just wants to fling around, especially when you've got the core magnet switched on to high. It'll just go to a corner, it won't sit in the middle. This is phenomenal though, and MU is much better than the GAN 12. M doesn't seem to push the cube apart. They've got the magnets perfect. I don't know what they've done compared with GAN, but they have got the magnet system absolutely perfect, and it just, if you use the GAN 12 with the magnets, the corner magnets on like full setting, you'll notice the cube as you hold it, it will try to blow up. This doesn't. So it's good for roux solvent. I don't know, my friend Michael's got one, but he says he can't use it, but he's been so used to cubes without like core technology and stuff that he hasn't been able to really find a grip with it, which is understandable. You know, you get used to your way of cubing. It's hard to find a cube that's going to do that with the additional magnet systems in it. But this cube is amazing. It is very forgiving compared to the GAN 12. GAN 12 is not a forgiving cube. You mess up on a turn or a twist, it's either going to twist the corner or it's going to pop the cube, or do a partial pop where you're literally grinding as you solve because you've got a piece that's hanging out, and until it pops back in it's going to grind. It's a very unstable cube and I don't like it. Even though I have in previous videos said this cube's amazing, that's because I was doing slow solving and thought, oh yes, this does feel nice, but at speed or if I'm tired, it then becomes a very horrible cube to use. But this, even when I'm shattered, just feels nice all the time. Cannot fault it. It's got a nice crispy sound. It's a sturdy cube. It's not, again is very, you can hear that? That is me squeezing the side of the cube and it's actually physically bending. That's how thin they made it to try to make it as light as possible, which I don't like. Again, that's a put off for me. I don't like going public with it because I feel if I give it to someone to scramble for us, they would say, oh, can I mix it up? I feel that they're going to break it, so I don't like you giving it. But I can give this to someone and say, you know, very unlikely to break it. You can tell they've thinned it. You can just get a bit of flex, but not enough to make it creak like that thing does. Whereas this one, it's a bit heavier because it's very thick plastics on it. It's old school, it's got thick plastics on it. It's not old school as in 1980s old school, but it's got a little bit of weight to it, so it can make you tired after a little while. But it's a great cube to play with. It's again, it's a very stable cube. Even when you're unstable with it, it's still stable, and that's why it became my main over the GAN 12 for quite a while. But this is now my go-to cube, definitely. It just works. You know what I mean? I'm watching that on the screen, by the way. I'm not trying to talk away from the camera. It's just I've never got used to the idea of talking to a camera. Yeah, right. I must thank Michael for when he bought one. He said, you've got to come around and have a play. So we met up and had a play with it, and I couldn't put it down. And I've got to thank him for it because I finally got one. And out of the box, I know he put a lot of lube in to slow it down, so I didn't get the full picture of how fast it was actually out of the box. Now I understand why you said when it was uncontrollable. To me it's not, because I'm used to fast cubes, but he likes a slow cube though. He can control how he does roux. So that's his preference compared with mine. I'm a fast cubey person. I like a cube that's easy and don't have to do much effort, whereas he likes a cube that's a little bit resistive to do his roux solving. He's got better control with it that way. A lot of people do. Most top cubers have tension on the cube enough to put the brakes on, so they've got full control of it at all times, which is understandable. Will that tension this? Probably. I'll probably play with the tension system a little bit just to see how it feels with tension on. I might find actually it improves drastically with a little bit more tension, so I might do that and do another video, who knows. But my suggestion is get one. Get a WRM V9. It is a beautiful bit of kit. Like I say, this is out of the box. I haven't touched anything with it. It's literally out of the box and it is usable. Whereas I found, well, that one out of the box was untouched, it was usable. This wasn't. I found it was just way OTT with turning, possibly, and you have to give it some form of tweaking. But I haven't had to tweak this one, other than put a bit of lube in, because I thought it felt a little bit too dry for my liking. I like a cube that's got lube in there, and I use 100 weight, so it's very wet. Or it's 100 or 300 I would normally use. It's just everything's effort. Damn D moves, you don't even feel like you're touching the cube half the time. It just does some great cube, boys and girls. Go and get one. And they're not expensive cubes as well. For you know, Moyu have always been good at producing a very good high-end cube for a very budget cost, and that's why I've always respected them for, and that's why I've probably gone back to them compared with GAN. GAN just seem to be overpriced, over what's the word I'm thinking of, over machined. No, when it's got too much technology in there, overcompensating with gadgetry. That's what it is, instead of stripping it back and going, we should do this. And I think they've done that with, well, they haven't done that with the GAN 14, because it's got 1,296 possible adjustments apparently, which this hasn't. And you think, what's the next stage? What they're going to do next to try to get like 12,000 possible settings? It's just like, stop doing that, GAN. Go back to basics and make yourself something like this, where you're going to make the people happy, whereas you're just going to do people's head in with 1,286 possible combinations. It's just like, why do that to people? Why do it? I just don't understand it. This does what you need, and you only need to adjust the tension and the actual slackness of the cube. You don't have to be fancy with all the corner magnets and stuff like that to get a good cube. This is proof of that. This is stripped back, old school Moyu style, and they've won. They've just redesigned slightly different things, like the corners inside the actual corner pieces are more rounded for corner cutting. This is tighter than these two by about 1 or 2 millimeters, and still corner cuts better than both of these two. That's how good they've got this cube. I mean, this thing, look at that. I can still corner cut over 45 degrees. Okay, that's amazing, and it sounds nice. It's got a lovely crisp sound to it. So there you go. There you go. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. Go and get one. That's basically my answer to it. Is this is now my main. Without a shadow of a doubt, I am going to be playing with it and playing with it. I might try some tension on it. I'll let you know in another video how I go on after I can't stop playing with it, even out of the box state. It's just so solvable. It's great. It's a great cube. Okie dokie, until the next time, I shall see you later. Hi, this is WBCS Neo. Thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, please check out all the other videos I do have. More importantly, please subscribe, like, share, and if you can, comment below if you want. Okay, comments will be answered as soon as I can. Until the next time, see you later. Bye bye.